in Mesoamerica, and a lot of the ways that we represent or we honor the dead through ofrendas, through an altar. It stems from Mexica worldviews, Mexica religion, and so I'll just give one quick example about that. In altares, you can see, the four elements represented, and as you heard my maestro earlier talking about like the four directions, the four winds, right? That's something that stems deep into Mexica worldviews. And so some of the four elements that you'll see typically in an altar are things that represent earth, things that represent wind, things that represent water, things that represent fire, right? And they're represented in different ways. Like for example, the papel picado that you see right there, those papel picado were made by the Mexica thousands of years ago. They were making these things already, right? And things like the cempasúchil, right? Which the Mexica believed that it's a gift from Tonatiuh, the sun, and it was a gift given to us, the living, specifically to honor the dead. Right, so as you can see, there's a lot of Mexica worldviews and traditions embedded in Dia de los Muertos right here, right? And so we get Dia de los Muertos the way we see it today, with its deep Mexica indigenous roots. We get it from Mexico, but it was brought over here in the United States in the 60s during the Chicano movement, and that's when we see big celebrations of Dia de los Muertos and honoring the dead, right? That's when we started seeing them widespread here in the United States, and it was a form of cultural resistance. It was a form of resisting colonialism, resisting imperialism, resisting these systems of inequity, right? And so what I see Dia de los Muertos as represented here in all of the ways that the Mexica worldviews and traditions and cultures are rooted in the way we see Dia de los Muertos represented here today. I see it as a representation of passive indigenous resistance. Many of us have indigenous roots that we are always taught about, or that we didn't necessarily were in tune with, right? But the more that you dig into your indigenous roots, the more that you will see it represented in the ways your parents speak or do things or in ways of being, right? And so that just goes to show that colonization did not eliminate us, right? Yes. It did not completely eliminate our histories and our cultures and our languages, because European colonizers did try to completely eradicate our histories, our cultures, and our identities, right? But through Dia de los Muertos, we're able to honor our ancestors in many of the ways that our ancestors honored their ancestors, even if we did not know that it had that connection to indigenous people, right? And so with Dia de los Muertos, it just goes to show you that we're still here. And as long as we continue to celebrate our ancestors and continue to remember them, that culture of resistance continues and stays alive to this day, right? And so that's so like I told you all, right? Our European colonization tried to completely eliminate us, right? And even here in the United States, our education system systematically strips us of our identity, of our history, of our roots, of our culture, of our languages, right? But with the Latino Round Table and with our community members and our partners, we said, ya basta. And we pushed for an ethnic studies graduation requirement in Pomona Unified School District, everybody. So that way, because we're not going to allow our histories and our cultures and our identities and our languages to be systematically stripped from us, right? We're going to make sure that our future generations know about their ancestors, that they know who they are, and that they know that they have a rich culture, a rich history before colonization. So thank you all very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Fabián. I think he's very passionate, and we really appreciate his contributions to the organization.
Okay, we have another school board member, Pomona Unified School District Board Member, Dr. Roberta Perlman. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for always supporting our work in Pomona. Thank you. Big applause for Dr. Perlman. Yes. Okay. Now we now come to the